Here we go. This is very exciting, guys. I know a lot of people have been waiting for BAFTA Games. It's a big deal.
There we
Hey,
go.
Joe.
It's been a while since I've used Zoom.
No,
That
sorry.
that
I think in my head it was the most universal one, but I don't think that's the case.
uh,
Okay, Joe, it's so good to have you here. You have a presentation, don't you?
yeah, presentation in that I will just talk to the camera.
Fantastic. I think everyone is very excited to hear from you. You've actually there's
Yeah.
been a spike in numbers since your
Oh, just me. Okay. I'll take it. I'll take it.
okay, what I'm going to do is I am going to put myself on mute, turn my camera off, and just give you the next 15 minutes. Don't worry, you can go over by a couple of minutes. That's absolutely fine.
Awesome. Right. Okay. Let me just fiddle my camera for a bit first. So hi everyone that's watching. I'm Joe and I'm here on like behalf of BAFTA. So basically I would just go through my journey of how I went through BAFTA and a Young Games Design program through to a career in games because I know everyone is excited about creative careers here. So I started back in 2019, 2020. In 2020, I applied to BAFTA's Young Game Designer competition, which, if you don't know about it, is basically a competition that has two strands, game making and game concept, which basically allow you to either make a game in whatever game engine you want. So like program it, design it, do the whole thing. Um, and then you submit that goes into the competition, and you get judged and you have a chance of being a nominee or a winner that year. And the same with the concept. Apart from the concept is the part I competed in, which is basically you do a bunch of drawings and you do a bunch of writing, which is basically like a pitch for this imaginary game in your head. So that's like way better for people like me who aren't necessarily as like technologically literate, can't really, program a game in like a week. So I did that and I got nominated in 2020 for game concept for my game I did back then, which was Guiding Light, which was a game like I thought of. And back in 2020, it was during like COVID, not a great time, which is a game I thought of kind of like about connection and all that. I didn't win, but I got nominated. And, thanks to nominations, I got a bunch of like cool events that I could attend. So I got a bunch of online seminars and Q&As with a bunch of people in the industry, which was really great for me, who was someone that was like, making games is like not a career. This is just something that's kind of fun. Like I love playing video games as a hobby. I like making them as a hobby. But like actually getting to meet and talk to people who are like doing this as a job was like, okay, maybe I can actually be this person too. Maybe I can get there. And so as part of that, I got a bit of mentoring as well. I got mentored by a senior programmer at a major studio at the time. And, I made a couple games with like his support and, I could bounce ideas off of him. But I realized programming really isn't for me. I don't like programming. It's too much sitting in front of a computer. So I went with that mindset when I competed in Young Games Designer next year, went again with concept. And like that time I got nominated again. I got a bunch of opportunities to like sit on panels, meet more people in games, go to a bunch of like socials. Went to an event called Xbox Academy, which they're like run by Inter Games, which I believe the speaker of that is on next. But yeah, there's a bunch of people that are in industry wanting to get into industry, and it's that sense of community that was really cool to me. Like it was not only like this is a viable career, it's like this is a viable career and these are my people. Like these are just like great friends that I can have whilst we're all making this amazing like games together. Um, so I did that, and since I have been a judge on BAFTA Young Game Designer, the year since, which is really cool. Like, so I get to see a bunch of young people's like concepts and the games they've made, and just be like amazed by the things these people can do. Like, I still can't program a game as well as some of the people in the age range 10 to 14 that I was judging last year could make. Just like programming something from scratch, putting that art in animations, and just like making something out of nothing. And so like all that experience is like obviously looked very good on my CV and obviously gave me a lot of confidence in that I could actually do this. like games is something I could pursue further than just this, young games like competition. And like thanks to all the opportunities that I was given, I also like had a bunch of contacts that I could talk to and be like, what kind of way am I leaning more in, my games career? Like, do I want to be a producer? Do I want to be a designer? Do I want to be a programmer or an artist or an audio designer? Like, there are so many roles just in one industry. It's wild. Like, I've got to work with so many people who have so many different routes into the industry. Like, I knew some people who used to like work in a KFC and now they're an artist, or like they used to do a graphic design degree and now they're like a programmer. Like, everyone comes from different paths. And I feel like my path wasn't, the most straightforward one either. But, thanks to the opportunity BAFTA gave me and thanks to just the luck of stuff that falls into my lap, I was able to get an internship as a producer at EA. So I started off there working on Need for Speed Unbound, if anyone's played that. And so I was helping out with running internal playtests and on our world content team, so helping our artists build cool stuff in the game and make sure all that stuff's on time and they have good communication workflows and like scheduling and all that, fun project management stuff. And eventually I got the opportunity to go on the Battlefield as I was working with EA. And my purview got a lot wider onto our gameplay and AI team and working with studios such as DICE, Motive. I was at Criterion and Ripple Effect. So like from that first opportunity of that Young Games like competition, just all the way up to like speaking to all these people and like working with all these companies that I revered as like a kid have like allowed me to be like way more confident and just think to myself, this is something I can do. This is something I am doing. Like interviewing recently, I still like a pinch me moment. Like in this industry, I feel like a lot of people just never get over that, we're doing this, like we're making games and this is our job. And like that is something I'm, so grateful for my entire journey. And, on top of that, I pursued a degree in computer science because I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I know a lot of people get really like hung up on what degree they want to do because they're not sure what job they want to do. I wasn't sure. I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I did a degree in computer science and it wasn't like the most enjoyable thing to me, but I managed to land my dream job in games just through the opportunities I was offered, the connections I had, and just my love of games, my understanding, my like inspiration to do that. And that is something that I have like not only just by collaborating with people at university, but through BAFTA, just getting to meet more people and work with more people on games because like it changes when you're working on your own, you're making a game on your own. It's very different when you're working on a team of people. And through meeting people at BAFTA who like maybe own their own company, they're an indie developer, or meeting people at university who like maybe haven't made a game before and just working with them and understanding the different roles in a game. Like I worked on a project early on in my university with just some people I met at uni, and someone I met at BAFTA event helped us out with like some production stuff and like because I didn't understand how to manage a team. You get into a lot of arguments with people when you're in a team. And it's just like these people are programmers and I didn't know how to make a game at all. And you learn so much from just getting to work with other people, getting to talk with other people who maybe have more or less experience than you. And yeah, that's what has kind of got me to this point. And like getting to a point where you can pursue a career is very doable through like any kind of steps you want to take. Like a lot of my friends will go through this university path of just graduating and then getting a career at the end of it. That is basically the same as their degree. But like me and a couple other people who are maybe a bit more creative do completely different degrees to like the career we're pursuing. It it can be like quite scary trying to get into creative industries, but like you can do it. You can do it if you meet the right people and you open yourself to the right opportunities, which like unfortunate I've had with BAFTA and with Intergames and with just attending industry events. Like there are some incredible conventions being run in London, especially with London Games Week coming up soon, that are really cool to do. And I think BAFTA run some events on the side of those as well. Um, but the Young Game Designer competition is still open this year, and it's open till I believe the end of the month. So if anyone's like interested in all the stuff I've like talked about, like getting to make a game, getting to concept a game, basically getting to do anything in games. Like if you have a cool idea on the top of your mind and you just want to like get it out, write it down on paper, then Bafta YGD is a really good way to like kind of get their idea out of you and like get other people to see it. And like as I've been a judge for a couple of years, I can say that a lot of people in industry do look at these things and like it does get you places. I got to sit on a panel with quite a few like big names in the industry a couple years ago. And like as a panelist, that was really cool to me to just be like, chatting with and like judging these entries with these people that I thought were like so much further along in their career than I was. And that, kind of filled me with hope that like I, alongside a lot of other people who know how to make these things, who have made these things before, just looking at like all these aspiring like children's entries to this game competition, and like that can be such a springboard for people. And just why I like doing things like this and helping judge at BAFTA, and because you like even these small steps you take can get you somewhere. Like I never knew me entering this competition and then, attending all these events after would just gradually build me a network and like a friend group who just love making games and like continue to love making games. And even in my workplace, like people just love it. Like I come into work every day and it's just like people love like programming and doing audio for just this thing that like millions of people around the world just play every day. And yeah, I I'm happy for it every day. And yeah, if everyone's interested as well, as I'm reaching the end of my time limit and I'm running out of things to say, Young Game Designer is open right now if you go to ygd.bafta.org and you can enter it too, and you can hopefully get as many awesome opportunities as I can and ramble on camera for 15 minutes here.
You did not. That was actually fantastic. I feel like Joe, your authenticity, your humbleness also comes through really.
Yeah.
It's very,
Mhm.
I think it's reassuring for everyone watching that, it feels like you can do it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know, so that was a poor way of
Yeah.
putting it,
I
but
hope I can tell that it's like it's really doable. If someone like me can get a career in games, then someone much smarter than me or more creative than me is definitely watching this, can definitely get a career.
don't do yourself a disservice there. That's unfair. But no, I think it is, you shared so many amazing kind of words of wisdom there. And I think everyone here watching will feel a lot more motivated that they can do it too. And I think you are an absolute testament to the fact that you make your own luck, guys. That has come up so many times already today. Don't sit back and just wait for stuff to fall into your lap. You go out and get it. That is what Joe has done. That's what the kind of running theme here is today.